Now we've all seen those videos. 10 pop flashes that'll help you stay up. 5 smoke grenades that'll change your life. But what about the HE grenade? No one ever talks about this piece of utility, and Astralis recently seemed to come up with a great few ideas for using this piece of utility either in their defenses as a set piece, or with these things called nukes or bombardments of grenades, where you can just take out a couple of players just by throwing 3 or 4 grenades in their direction. The first example you're seeing on screen right now, just a very simple one. They smoke top middle so that no one from the window area can see, a very common position for the CTs to be early on in the round. And you just throw 4 nades in that area, and you can see this is the most extreme example, the most famous one. They take out 2 players in the window area. And I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I see that top middle smoke, I'm out of there. I don't want to get naded again for the rest of the game. That's another thing you could potentially consider as an Astralis player. The other time we've seen Astralis use this early round grenade aggression is over towards Overpass. They know Guardian is infamous for going for this peek up towards the party area. Smokestaff has a peek over the top. Rain might push with him sometimes. They punish this, read it perfectly in overtime for the grand final. Just nade stack this as well. Guardian goes down, give themselves a man advantage. This time, not in an eco round, so you can't argue it's a gimmicky thing. They actually use it in overtime, give themselves a man advantage, moving forward to push the second overtime. What about other areas to use this? We all know players often back into this van area if they're the B Mirage defender, so why not just bombard them with grenades? Get 3 Astralis players up here, nade the van area, and potentially bag yourself an easy kill. Well, I want you to think about what happens if these grenade stacks fail. Let's say you triple nade the van area, like my example just then. What if you told the CT team if you don't get this kill and you can push straight off it? Well, you've then told them there's 3 players here in apartments. So what can the CT team do right now? Well, they know that your map control has to be quite small elsewhere. They could potentially push up middle. They know you can have a maximum probably of 1 player pushing here. You're going to either have A main open. So many different scenarios where you've got players open because the CTs now know you have 3 players 100% committed to this area right here in the B apartments, a very small choke point where you can't do much. Whereas opposed to the Overpass and mid Mirage example, where if you commit 3 players here to nade middle, doesn't really matter. Mid control is something you always want as these teams. You always want that party control on Overpass. So if you're throwing these nade stacks from these areas, it doesn't matter because you're not giving away too much real estate. You're not telling the other team, we have 3 players stuck in this small little choke point trying to nade van. You guys can push elsewhere. You guys can make a great play to get some map control. No, because they have to try and do something with mid. And even if they take map control away from you, maybe as you're going for 4 or 3 players in the middle areas, we've seen many teams do, they push up into A main or gain a little bit of control somewhere else in the map. It doesn't matter because as the T team, you now have mid control, which is much more useful and you can play a lot of rounds off this. Exactly the same with Overpass. If you push a team off the party area, it doesn't really matter. They might try and re-aggress into B short or something. You can retake that. You have different ideas to do this. Whereas they know lots of players stuck in here, you could put yourself in a difficult scenario with very little map control on the T side. Another position Astralis use these nuke attacks is towards the B side of Overpass. They'll nade off exist position at the wooden wall, as behind the pillar as you just saw then. Lineups for this one a little bit more precise. You can see Dupree lines himself up with the side of the sandbag with Magisk on his head. Dupree's going to aim at the middle of the, I guess they call it the guttering of that roof, and Magisk's going to just aim up in the sky a little bit. You can see the lineups, you can replicate them. And that's how they nade off exist position and get that first nice kill as we saw into that round. If you want to nade off that pillar area, both players on the edge of this wooden plank, the player behind going to aim slightly up as opposed to the player in front. You're just going to nade just to the left of this pillar, you're going to do some good damage there. Actually even damaging Nico a little bit, playing that short position in that water area. Now lastly on train we saw some good grenade usage from Astralis. Not these same nukes like we saw before, but still just some good chip damage done overall. You've probably all seen it before, but if you suspect a player's setting up for a B hit, you can throw a nade like so. You can see that's some nice damage onto Guardian and Nico, nothing huge because they weren't that close to it. You can see Magisk as well comes in here, throws it up the ramp, there's a little bit more damage onto that player there. It's just some nice little chip damage, we've seen this before, but the one other place I did see Glaive actually implement this along with Magisk is over towards the Ivy. We've all seen that solo Ivy control, it's pretty simple, you just Molotov off the left hand side, push any T players back from trying to peek you, flash yourself in, and they also just add this nade onto the left hand side. You can see it does great damage onto Guardian, Magisk misses his nade, but you can see if I pause it right now, Guardian on 39 HP could definitely would have gone down if Magisk managed to land his nade. Exist would have been a lot lower. And then you just Molotov it off and play how you want, pushing players back in that Ivy area. That is about it though guys, a little bit of a shorter one, hopefully you still enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you all in a later one.